From the channel that brought you My Mom is Dating My Cousin,
I now have the privilege to announce they have brought us...
My little brother got my sister pregnant!
Can we just have a round of applause, please?
for my story overload.
For real, this one's gonna take a special kind of mind to watch this video. Luckily, I'm
Completely insane!
Smash like if you haven't got your family pregnant.
Oh, also, I got a bonus deal for you.
If this video right here gets 8,000,
Beautiful likes, I will dress up as Monokuma.
and I would look good in this!
Yes, queen!
And hey, since people keep asking, get this video to 15,000 likes, and I will play Ultra Despair Girls again, okay?
So not hitting the goal though.
Yeah.
My little brother got my sister pregnant!
You've got to be kidding me.
They tagged Alabama.
These guys have got humor, I like it. She's not got humor. Look at her face. She's looking towards the toilet. Either she's left a number 2 or there's a fresh test in there.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and I'm freaking out.
I'm freaking out. I'm Dad.
Please don't unsubscribe.
My little brother got my sister pregnant.
It's just hilarious when you hear somebody else say it. It's actually hilarious.
My little brother got my sister pregnant.
The tagging was correct.
I really don't know what to do. So David, my baby brother, is
Right.
known for making a mess
He's making a mess. He's making a mess of the whole family. He's making a mess inside his sister's womb.
wherever he goes. He's not a bad kid, but he's pretty mischievous, and he gets bored like so easily.
There's nothing more mischievous than knocking up your own family. Oh, that scamp. Oh, he's done it again.
Knocked up another one!
He just can't keep the mouse in the house.
You can never take your eyes off of him because he'll get himself in a world of trouble.
You take your eyes off him, he is straight in your hole.
So a few months back, my mom had to run some errands.
Right?
And she asked me to look after my brother.
Okay.
I immediately refused, but she was in a hurry and in no mood for arguing, so she told me it wasn't a request and left. I just rolled my eyes and told David to sit down by my side and watch TV. Then I began chatting with my friends on my phone.
Of course you
And
did.
when I looked around, he wasn't there anymore.
He was inside my sister.
I immediately freaked out because I knew my mom would blame whatever mess he made on me. I didn't want to get grounded since I had a big party coming up anyway.
Right?
My family is great, but we can be a bit dysfunctional, and Dad works so many hours a day, and that also puts a lot of pressure on Mom. And
She got a job as a hunchback.
Mum couldn't take the pressure of carrying this whole family on her back anymore, especially now her baby was on the way. Dad is so scoping out some illicit sites. Stepbrother sister videos.
and that also puts a lot of pressure on Mom, and she needs to take care of the house and of us. And I already told you, David is a handful.
Yep.
I'm the middle kid and have an older sister who works a part-time job and goes to college.
Right.
She has a boyfriend who's kind of a loser.
Well, he's definitely a loser since he got outsmarted by a kid. A brother kid.
The more I think about this video, the more sad it's making me.
She has a boyfriend who's kind of a loser, but Mom thinks she'll dump him soon enough.
Right, bye.
Or at least she would have. Now that she's pregnant, they're talking about getting married. I don't want him to be my brother-in-law, though.
Uh-oh.
Anyways, I began searching for David.
Right.
I couldn't find him anywhere.
Where
I went
was he?
outside to the backyard. He
Where's he
wasn't
hiding?
there. Wasn't in his room.
Where
or
is
my
he?
parents' room.
Where is he?
He wasn't in the kitchen.
Come on, tell
I
me.
was relieved since it meant
I'm
that
excited.
he wasn't making a massive mess trying to grab a snack or something.
Is he hiding in a cave?
Still, I was starting to freak out because I simply didn't know where he was, and
I know where he is.
for David, being quiet is always a bad sign. I began asking myself if he could have left the house. Maybe he opened the front door quietly and stepped outside. If he got hurt, I would never forgive myself.
Yeah, what actually happens is worse than him getting hit by a bus.
I probably shouldn't have said that.
I looked out the window but didn't see him standing around. I wonder if I should go outside and ask the neighbors if they saw him. That's when I heard a noise upstairs.
Oh, it better not be moaning.
Suddenly, I realized that I didn't think to look in my older sister's bedroom.
Uh-oh.
Sally always keeps her door locked, and
Yeah, for good reason, apparently.
she's always alone in there. I figured he couldn't have gone inside if he wanted to. Turns out, that was the one day Sally forgot to lock her door.
Uh-oh, and he was inside. He was inside, all right. He was inside, all right.
And it seemed like it was going to turn out to be a mistake with serious consequences.
Uh-oh.
I immediately rushed upstairs, ready to drag David out of Sally's bedroom. If he had found her makeup bag and began playing with it, I was dead.
No, it was something a
My
lot
mom would
worse.
either scold me or my sister would be super angry at me.
Yeah, they're much happier with this
I would be
outcome.
dead.
Yep.
But I'd be forced to pay for the damage with my allowance. When I stormed into Sally's room, I sighed in relief when I didn't see her makeup broken all around the floor, but I was in for a big surprise.
He was in the bed.
Somehow, David found Sally's protection.
Oh, no. I knew this is where the story was going. I mean, come on. Of course it was going to go this way. But it's funnier to think of the alternative. Very disturbing. Because there's no way this story's real.
They tagged Alabama.
That kid's got Alabama written all over him.
Some adults call them It was all hidden away in a box with other stuff.
Yeah.
That wasn't meant for
Were you poking holes in there?
I don't know how he found it. It's like he discovers a hiding place for everything. And David thought that they were candles or something like that.
I thought they were candles. Candles? This boy needs to go back to school.
And asked me to open them for him.
Here, please, sister, hold these candles for me.
I immediately scolded him.
They put holes in them. There's a big hole in the end of it. How would she not notice? She wasn't using them, that's why.
Got them back in the box.
No, you can't just shovel it back in there like that. She would totally notice. This is why are people so stupid?
Those were Sally's, and it wasn't something you could eat. Obviously, I told him.
Wait a minute. What? She said that there's something that he can't eat, but he thought they were candles. So was he putting what he thought was candles in his mouth? Does this boy eat candles? Is this boy your, like, brother and cousin at the same time, if you catch my drift? A few sandwiches short of a picnic. Let's just say the boy's a little bit yeasty. He's in bread. I can't be happy about that joke. However, there is something that can bring me joy, and it is the captions that came with this picture. I love this one. This one is hilarious, and this one, come on, brilliant. But this one really takes the crown of cringe. Why would you do that? Why? I love reading through all these comments. They're absolutely amazing. If you want to be featured in the next episode, caption this image on the screen right now. Make me laugh, because this story is gonna make me cry. Just can't get over that they've tagged Alabama.
I immediately scolded him and got them back in the box. Those were Sally's, and it wasn't something you could eat. Obviously, I told him. I was so frustrated and worried that he'd get me in trouble that I didn't even think he might have damaged them. I just made him put them back away and rushed outside Sally's
They had holes in them. They had big holes in them.
room. If no one knew we had been there, Mom wouldn't get mad at me. Nothing was broken, so it was fine. So I
Moral of the story is tell the truth.
Apparently, David had managed to make a few holes in them.
He's a nutter. He's a total sociopath. Look at him. He knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
Apparently, David had managed to make a few holes in them.
Apparently.
I didn't stop to think that he could have done something like that. I closed the door behind us, and when Mom returned, we both lied. We said we'd been in the living room all morning.
We had a great time.
David didn't want to get in trouble either.
Look at his face.
He'd just been given back his truck toy. He didn't want to be grounded again and lose it.
That's a dog. That's not... How dumb is this family?
I thought that was the last I'd hear of Sally's protection. 2 months later, though, I heard her screaming in the bathroom. I rushed to her thinking that she'd gotten hurt.
She could have been taking a massive dump. I'm just barging anyway. She's screaming because she's so constipated. Just gonna barge in.
2 months later, though, I heard her screaming in the bathroom. I rushed to her thinking that she'd gotten hurt. Instead, she was holding a pregnancy test in her hand and asking how it was possible. She didn't usually discuss personal issues with me, but she was just too upset. She told me she always wore protection and that it was impossible for her to have gotten pregnant.
Uh-oh.
Right then and there, I knew exactly how it had happened.
Own up to it, please.
David had done something to those condoms.
Because he's a nutcase.
Now the consequences were big and real. Sally was pregnant, and she was absolutely freaking out about it. Now, I don't know what to do about this whole mess. I don't dare admit it to my mom.
No, you have to.
Or my dad. Or my sister, that this is partially my fault. My little brother was under my care, and I should have been watching him. David doesn't understand what he did.
Yes, he does. Look at that face. He knows exactly what he did. He is the devil.
Wrong, and I don't want to mess up my entire family.
Wait.
Maybe it's just best to keep quiet and pretend I don't know what happened. Thanks for watching.
Is that the end of the story? Is that the end? Are you really just going to leave us hanging like that? Did you ever admit to it? Are we going to explain why this is tagged Alabama? I have so many questions. The comment section probably feels the same way. Middle sister, what you doing, younger brother? Younger brother, making holes in the balloons for big sister and her boyfriend when they go play Twister. I'm sorry if this is rude, but she sounds constipated.
Well, she's full of her own
Did you think that story was real? Let me know down in the comment section below.
Conjoined triplets, crazy sisters sharing a body.
Who knows the crazy shenanigans these gals? Gals? Gal? There's 3 of them. Would you class them as one entity or 3 different entities? Actually, I'll count the bobs. The bobs are always the answer to math problems. So they've got 1 bob, 2 bob, 3 bob, 4 bob. They're missing 2 bobs. Maybe they're on the back. Maybe they've got like back bobs. They've got 2 here, 2 on the sides, and 2 on the back. They've got. Why am I counting bobs? This is a family-friendly channel. Cut it. 3 girls, 1 body. I am definitely interested in these crazy yanderes. Let's go, baby.
Hey, my name is Amy.
Hey, Amy. Are you actually Amy? Or are you Amy and Shamey and Samey? This is a terrible joke. Please unsubscribe. Actually, don't unsubscribe. Smash like.
Amy, my sisters and I are triplets.
Okay.
But not in the way you'd imagine. We are conjoined siblings.
Okay, that's not. I was clickbaited by the thumbnail here, Amy. I'm sorry to say this right away. This is not what I imagined coming into this. I feel sorry for this girl here on the side, like just tacked on the back. These 2 is what I would probably expect from a conjoined twin, but this poor girl's just joined on at the side. But wait. Do you smell that, ladies and gentlemen? I smell bull.
Subscribe.
My sisters' names are Elena and Anna.
Okay.
Yes, my parents thought it'd be cute to give us all names starting with A.
Oh, that's quite good,
I'll
though.
be telling you the struggles we went through and how my sister Anna is ruining Elena and my lives.
Oh, there's always one. There's always one. There's always a bad cookie in the cookie jar, isn't there? And I do kind of feel bad now for making fun of them, because if this is real and Amy has been giving them issues, well, I ain't got enough tissues to go around 3 more noses.
They won't be telling their sides of the story, so don't expect to hear them in this video.
Oh.
Elena is too shy to talk about all this mess, and Anna is the one creating this whole chaos.
Is that because she's stuck on to the buttocks? She's got the raw end of the deal to start with. You guys are taking a dump, and she's like the one actually physically like in it and smelling it. No wonder I would be angry too.
I don't want to hear her talking at all.
Wow.
My mom and dad never saw our unique condition coming.
Right.
The pregnancy was perfect.
Until she was giving birth and like 3 heads started crowning at the once.
What the hell is going on?
It's like that scene in Aliens where they just pop out of her chest, except it's 3 heads and they're human baby heads.
Normal, and the doctors assured Mom she was only expecting 1 baby.
Apparently you went to like a doctor in Mexico who just got his license printed off the internet.
Apparently, my sisters were hiding behind my head the few times she underwent an echography. Though she did check with doctors to make sure we were okay and took us to the pediatrician as we grew up.
Right.
She usually avoided the hospital as often as possible.
Right.
Perhaps if Mom had visited the doctor more
Perhaps if Mom had a better diet of something other than hot dogs. Surprised they didn't come out with like tentacles. That girl is just straight up down in them diggity dogs. That was her craving, just shoving the sausage. Oh, can't do that hand movement and say shoving the sausage in her mouth at the same time. That is, well, that's cringe.
Regularly, they would have discovered the truth earlier. I'm not sure it would have made much of a difference, though.
Oh, that's quite
Nothing
cute.
prepares people to deal with conjoined twins,
No.
let alone triplets.
Let alone.
My parents had the room prepared for the arrival of their firstborn, but things were not going to be so easy.
No.
Mom wanted to deliver us in some kind of natural birth,
Right?
but that ended up being impossible.
Yeah, that would never have
We
worked.
wouldn't come out. How could we? If we had 3 heads and a single body? So the doctors
Exactly.
had to
You wouldn't given an eviction notice. Surely they have to give you at least a month before you leave. Come on, guys. You know the rules. You can't just kick somebody out onto the street.
perform an emergency C-section.
That guy means business. Look at him. He's like, yes, I'm going to get them babies out. This guy's a little bit worried. It's probably his first day on the job. If he slices the wrong thing, the mama might lose a little bit of her special place. I don't know anything about anatomy, by the way, so I'm not a doctor.
Mom tried to refuse for as long as possible, but she gave in when she was told her baby's life was at stake.
Yep.
Imagine the doctors' and nurses' surprise.
Look at them all. They look so adorable. Wait a minute. I swear all their eyes weren't blue before. Yeah, no, she's got black eyes. Oh no, saying that. Do you know what? I'm wrong. I will concede this point. Most babies are actually born with blue eyes. It's a fact. It's real. Levi, my son, blue eyes to start with. Now he's got lovely eyes like mine. Look at my beautiful eyes, ladies and gentlemen.
Possible, but she gave in when she was told her baby's life was at stake. Imagine the doctors' and nurses' surprise when they saw my sisters and me for the first time.
Oh my God.
3 heads and 3 necks shared a single body. We all cried at the same time,
Aww.
or so my mom claimed. She said she was shocked and asked what was going on.
I was shocked. I had 3 heads pop out at me at once. I was a little bit shocked. Not too bad. I was sort of mellow on the shock scale.
The doctors didn't know what to say. Having 3 heads on a baby was almost unheard of.
3 extra mouths?
There were plenty of cases of conjoined twins, but triplets were a real oddity. It was hard, but they broke the news to my parents.
Oh, I was about to say, how did she not see them? But she wouldn't have seen them. It's fine. This guy's face, he is so shocked. He's like, wow. And you're telling me none of them are guys? Wow. Actually, is that possible to have conjoined twins that are one's male and one's female? Probably not. But again, I already told you I'm not a doctor. Although I might be able to print one off like the person that did all of her scans before she was given birth.
They couldn't believe that anything like that could actually happen to them. The truth of the matter is, my parents tried their best. They were expecting a healthy daughter and received 3 babies in the same body.
Were they healthy?
We demanded far more attention and had to endure surgery at a really early age.
Oh, yeah, you would have, I suppose.
My parents tried to find a potential solution to our problem, but there
Yeah, I don't think mitosis works here. You can't just split them off as they get a little bit older. That's not going to work here. Yeah, you're going to have to leave them together. I don't think you have enough limbs. They never mention anything about extra limbs. Are they like an octopus at this point?
was no way to separate us. We shared all the same vital organs, except our brains.
Oh, she's got the craving for the hot dogs. That's why you don't eat hot dogs when you're pregnant. You get the cravings. This girl eats combs. She's not the smartest one. These two got the brains, and she got nothing, so she eats combs. That's her jam.
We were born with an extra arm and a larger body, but other than that, the rest of our body worked as any other person would.
An extra.
So there was no possibility to cut us apart.
Right, okay, that's fair
Growing
enough.
up with this condition was super hard. You might think that the other 2 heads weren't fully formed or something, but that's not the case. We are 3 entirely separate people.
Oh, that'd be weird.
It's just that we
that'd be
live
weird. Imagine one of them thinking, I'm hungry, but the other one's like, I gotta go and douche. And the third one's just like sleeping. What are you supposed to do? You can't just go to the toilet, eat at the same time, and have another one sleeping. Imagine she woke up, she's like, whoa. I smell hot dog and poop. I suppose you just get used to it.
in the same body. We each have our own personalities, preferences, likes, and dislikes.
That would be difficult when it comes to a
Imagine
boyfriend.
growing up constantly around someone else, 24/7, without any chances of being alone,
know.
even for a few seconds. We were connected in every sense of the
They
word.
look happy.
My parents had to buy a special bed for us, as well as custom-made clothes. You can figure out why none of the regular outfits a kid
That one's got an egghead. What happened to her? She's the bright one. The middle one's the bright one. That's why she's doing all the speaking. The mum is not happy. She had to buy like a king-size bed for them. I didn't budget for this.
We had 3 whole heads and 3 arms we needed to fit into the dresses and shirts.
Oh man, the hat budget must be through the roof.
So no matter what we used, it always had to be made especially for us. I'm grateful my parents didn't struggle financially, since that is probably what allowed
Still
us
on the
to
hot
have a
dogs.
decent life. If they hadn't been able to provide for us, we might not have lived for long, or at least not lived well. My mom and dad loved us dearly.
Oh, see,
even
that's
if it
good.
was
That's
clear
good. I
they-
tell you what, that's amazing. That's what you need to do. You need to play with the hand you're dealt. Massive respect. Massive respect. Still don't think the story's real, but massive respect. That cactus looks like a peep. A big pee-pee.
They were in over their heads. They didn't know how to handle big.
Did they really say in over your heads and their heads are actually over your heads? Really be like that? Them hot dogs must be hitting differently. Hit me up with one of them, sister. I could give birth to
babies,
triplets.
and then kids and teenagers with 3 heads and 3 distinct
That one's definitely
personalities.
evil. Look at her.
Everything was harder for us than a regular child.
Wait a minute, these heads are switched over. They're the wrong side. Look, she's on the right. She's on the right. And now suddenly she's on the left. What's going on here? Hold on a second. Is this real or not? I've been duped. I thought this was real from the start. My life has been a lie. They weren't triple conjoined twins. They were tricksters, hobbits.
3 distinct personalities. Everything was harder for us than a regular child. Sleeping was a struggle, making friends was a struggle, studying was a struggle. Even bathing, eating, and going to the bathroom was a whole long and complicated
shouldn't laugh.
process. Plus, I didn't get along at all with one of my sisters,
Right.
Anna.
Oh yeah, this is with the
If
juicy
you have
stuff.
siblings,
Yes.
try to imagine being glued to your
She's back
sister or brother
to the other
all
side.
the time. Them being by your side every single second of the day.
So the middle
If
one's
you
got a
don't,
rough deal.
Replace it with your best friend. No matter how much you might like them, you'd grow frustrated after a day or 2. Exactly. That would be super annoying. We didn't have to endure that just a handful of days. It was our entire life. Now, even the sister I like, Elena, gets on my nerves from time to time. I imagine the same happens to her. Being with Anna, meanwhile, is always a nightmare. I love Elena to bits, but Anna is another story altogether. Growing up, we all had really different personalities.
The middle one really looks spaced out. She's baked. One of the other two smoked something they shouldn't have, and she's feeling the side effects.
Elena was always really quiet and loved to read.
Yeah.
She's super shy and rarely speaks to strangers.
The rest of them love strangers. They're constantly chatting to them. Except no stranger wants to kidnap them because there'll be too much effort.
She preferred being alone, or as alone as you can be with two siblings sharing your body. Anna was super short-tempered.
Yeah, she
and
looks
got
angry.
So suddenly we never
She's
knew
got a
when it
squint.
was coming. It was hard enduring her temper tantrums and her cruel streak.
Oh no.
Plus, she was really nasty toward people, and the few friends we had hated her too. So it became super hard keeping any friendships growing up.
Muzzle her.
What's worse, we always had to do what she wanted. If Elena wanted to stay in and read her books, but Anna preferred going outside, you can imagine who'd win.
Yeah.
Anna would make sure to be super loud and really annoying just to get her way. So Elena tried to read, and Anna would close the book.
Look at her. She looks rabid. Put her down. Just put her down. Make it just a normal conjoined twins. Nobody needs to know there was a third. You can do that, right? Just put a pillow over her. Remember, guys, to smash like if you're enjoying these reactions to real stories, because the more likes on these videos and the more comments we get down in the comment section, YouTube's like, yes, the world loves these videos, and they will promote them. Papa will get loads of money, Papa will be happy, and Papa will be able to have conjoined triplets himself and be able to give them the life they deserve. So if you want to see more of these videos, smash like. Honestly, I love reacting to them. How could you not? It's about conjoined triplets. There's an evil one. Look at her. I did say the mum should have laid off the hot dogs.
Punch my other sister or me, or just scream and talk nonstop until we gave up. Then she was in a super good mood again. She was incredibly spoiled and selfish.
She's gone.
I am the one in the middle of Elena and Anna, so I try my best to be sort of a buffer between them. I'm far more laid back and prefer to simply chill and have a good time. I think we already have enough problems to deal with as it is.
Yeah.
We don't need to add drama and arguments
Look at her
into our
face.
lives. The problem was that, with time, Anna's faults didn't get better. They got worse. Far worse.
Oh dear.
My sister didn't allow us to do anything she didn't feel like doing. So if we needed to get homework done and she wanted to play, she'd throw water on our folders or write all over our papers.
Oh, what a horrible thing.
If we wanted to watch a movie,
just calling her a thing, I can't. I meant the act of pouring water was a horrible thing, not that she is a horrible thing, but I'm not calling her a horrible thing, okay? Papa doesn't want to get cancelled, thank you very much.
she didn't like, she'd scream so we couldn't hear. We'd always end up giving up
wretch.
because she simply wouldn't stop. No matter how much we tried to reason with her, she kept it up. Even when Elena sobbed or explained how much her attitude upset us, she seemed not to care about our needs or preferences.
No.
Everything was about her.
Oh, I really dislike
and she acted
her.
out constantly. She always wanted to be the center of attention and would make up the most ridiculous stories. She had gotten us in so much trouble with the teachers by the time we got to high school that my parents had to actually find a new school for us. Things did not get better after that. On the contrary, she began doing cruel, crazy stuff and then blaming it on either Elena or myself.
What? Oh.
She would destroy a student's cell phone and then say it was Elena for no good reason.
Oh, wow.
Then she'd scribble all over the tables and say I had been the one to do
You're
it.
a nutcase.
She once even clogged the toilet on purpose and cut
It's because she's been eating cardboard and books and hot dogs. Your diet's not great. You need more fiber.
Elena's hair while both of us slept.
What?
I managed to wake up before she got to me. Imagine how hard it is to ground a child that is misbehaving when their siblings are attached to her. My parents couldn't punish only Anna for her cruelty without us also suffering.
Muzzle her.
So if Anna couldn't watch TV or have dessert, we had to endure the same punishment. Anna would taunt us about it, finding glee in denying us nice things, even if she had to go without it as well. My sister Anna was the one in charge of our left arm and leg, so you can imagine how messy that got. Until we turned 17, she had been nasty, but not dangerous. Then everything began to change. We were about to cross the street when the traffic light changed.
Right.
We stopped, waiting for the cars to stop speeding
Don't you
past
even
us
think about
when
it.
I felt someone trying to push us forward. At first, I thought someone was behind us, but then I realized it was my own body that was moving. Or at least, it was the left side of my body. Anna was trying to walk straight into traffic. Elena and I screamed at her to stop.
What a horrible...
We actually had to throw ourselves back and fall to the floor in order to stop her. We demanded to know what on earth she was thinking, and she let us know she wanted to hurt us.
Why?
We reminded her that by hurting us, she was hurting herself. Anna laughed and said she didn't care.
She didn't study in school. She's not smart enough to understand this.
That was when I understand that Anna wasn't merely annoying and cruel. She was absolutely insane.
She's nuts.
Elena and I decided to speak to our parents,
Oh.
and we told her
Oh, they
everything
snitched
that
on
Anna
her.
had done and said that day.
Stash is going to be
They
angry.
were really worried, of course, but they didn't want to pick favorites. Mom and Dad loved us all equally.
Are you gonna lie to the internet like that? I mean, come on. Of all the stories here today, that's the biggest lie. They definitely preferred the two over the evil one. 100%. They don't love you equally.
And they didn't think Anna was evil. They just thought she was troubled. So they sent us to talk to a shrink.
Right?
I hope I could say that this improved our relationship,
But it didn't.
only made it worse.
What? How can it
Anna
get
was
worse?
furious that we had told on her and was determined to ruin our lives
Snitches.
completely.
Prison rules.
She began doing everything in her own power to mess with us. While we were walking down the street, she'd scream foul things at people around us. She didn't allow us to sleep in peace, waking the two of us in the middle of the night by making loud noises or forcing us to sit up. She would refuse to clean her hair, and taking a shower became such a struggle.
Wow.
If it was hard before, now it was almost impossible.
I feel really sorry.
Whenever Elena and I tried to study, she'd mess with us, and taking exams became harder than ever.
This is ridiculous. Why would you...
Still, we somehow managed to graduate from school.
Oh, well done.
Elena wanted to go to college,
Right?
but I can't imagine Anna letting us do that.
Nah, probably not.
Anna has been making sure our every second with her is a living nightmare. And what's worse, Elena and I can't escape. She even hurts us when we are sleeping, so we can't even enjoy a nice rest without stressing about her messing with us.
Wait, what?
I really don't know how the situation is going to be solved, but I'm afraid for Elena's life, as well as my own. Anna doesn't seem to care if she lives or dies.
Yeah, you can see on her face.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and...
Is that it? Is that the end of the story? There's got to be a part 2. You can't just leave it there. Now, that part 2 where they go to do one of those magician tricks with the saw and everything. They just cut her off. Except it wasn't a trick at all. They did them all dead. Conjoined triplets. Crazy sister sharing a body. Do you think it's real? I don't think it's real, but I do actually feel sorry for them. Most of these stories, I'm just like, come on. You nailed your hot teacher. Why are you telling the world? It's meant to be a secret. But this one here, if it is real, I'm sorry. That sounds like a horrible, horrible situation. This crazy yandere girl just wants to go nuts. She wants to go to town on her sisters. That sounds wrong. This isn't Alabama. Either way, I've been Razzbowski. You've been the wonderful Raspberries as always for watching, and I love each and every single one of you. Goodbye.
Smash like if you haven't got your family pregnant.